I figured that since I'm going to be reviewing a lot of toys, I could look like, this because the fact that it's getting colder outside and my hair is getting really long. But yeah, so this is going to be basically. So initially, what happened is that I was going to review, one figure at a time that I got, and just make a quick little snippet video, and it'd be like, hey guys, here's a video, here's a quick little toy, and here's what it does. Either it's good, yeah, it's pretty good, or nah, it's not that good. But over time, stuff just built up, and now, oh boy, I am stuck with 4 figures that I did not get the chance to review. So we're going to go over each one of them in this big mega review to see how exactly this fares out. So each one of these toys has something to be said about it. This was the Streets of Rage toy. I wanted to get this because of the fact that I want to support Sega in releasing more of them, of games that are just, games that don't really get as much respect as I think they should. For instance, they released, the Super Monkey Ball figure, and I thought that was great to market that to, smaller individual things. But I've seen these. There's Altered Beast, there's the Super Monkey Ball one, and there's this one. I didn't get the Altered Beast one because of the fact that I saw it around. I'm not as big of a fan of Altered Beast, but, I should have gotten it, but it's, it is what it is. But the point is that I was thinking that they did have a deal thing. I read an article somewhere that said something about how if these sell well, then they'll make more. So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe we can get some Rystar or Nights into Dreams or Jet Set Radio-like figures. And maybe figures like that are coming, but I don't think as much because these things didn't sell as well as they should have. So it's kind of sad. But yeah, take a look at that. So it's Axel. And then take a look at the back of it. He's got his little, fist and 24 points of articulation. Ooh, so cool. So that one looks, got some good artwork. It's pretty faithful looking. Another figure I got was of Sonic 3. This flap is not too good. Already that's my complaint with this box art. But yeah, so you got Sonic 3 what was it? Is it Ivo? No, Gerald Robotnik. Ivo is regular Eggman, but it's Gerald Robotnik, and it's pretty cool how they got him, as a figure. It doesn't seem like something they would do. This kind of seems like kind of silly, honestly, to have it's over exaggerated. Look at that mustache. But again, it is kind of fitting for the cartoon or for the video game. But yeah, it's so silly to find, this. It's like the time when you find Dr. Wily as a figure, you're like, this is just, you don't get it for the sake of, you want Dr. Wily. You get it for the silliness of it. Well, you also want Dr. Wily. But still, it's like, this is just silly. This is nuts. I want it. Yeah, it's stupid. It's so cool. But anyway, so yeah, you got Gerald Robotnik. That's one of the figures. Another figure is Super Shadow. I was like, what? This is kind of a spoiler. This is kind of a spoiler right here. Sonic 3 has been out for a hot minute, so it's like, I can understand it now, but, having it out there in the open, like, hey, look what's going to happen to Shadow. Look right here. Look, this is what's going to happen. It's like, that's kind of a spoiler, but okay. But yeah, because you don't know if this, seeing the trailers, you don't know if this is going to happen, but then seeing this figure, well, now I know. Darn it. But, it's still cool because, it's so neat. So neat. If it was the bit where it was, 22 points of articulation? Huh. How about this one? 18 points of articulation. Oh, getting deep into this stuff. Has that flap problem again. I really think they should just cut this off because it just flaps in the wind. I don't like this much. But we'll see how exactly that pans out. Another one is, this is the last of these 4. Vector the Crocodile. And, yeah, so they released, I think I already have a Metal Sonic, so I'm good there. Amy, this looks like a younger Amy. I don't have her. Sonic I do have, and then Vector is the 4th one of this. I don't really see Sega releasing as many of these as possible as they used to. I think this guy specifically is kind of more expensive. So I'm going to devalue him by opening up this package. And he's going to go down in price the moment I open up the package. And you're going to watch. No! But yeah, his value will go down the moment I open up this package. Because this thing is, I think, sealed up. This thing is $30 if you try to look at the retail market of that, which is, still in perfect condition. I'm going to drive the price of mine down right now. But yeah, so that's the weird thing is they have all these figures. I think Rouge the Bat, Amy, those two figures I don't have. But those ones I think are more expensive now. I want to say there's a Jet the Hawk, but again, I don't. I need to relook that up. I'm not just going to give out, incorrect products, out of nowhere. But yeah, I think there's Rouge the Bat. There's an Amy. There's other figures that they were releasing a lot of. They were releasing all these cool figures, and it was neat. And finally, I got hands on Vector, but I didn't see any more coming out as of recent. It was like they stopped releasing the launch window of Jack's Toys stopped releasing the launch window of these figures. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and we'll get these open and come back. And I am here to say that let's get the elephant out of the room. After opening each of them, I was seeing already which ones I liked and which ones I didn't like. And so let's get into it. This one, it's the Streets of Rage figure. Already out of the box as I'm opening it. His joints were really tight, really hard to move. I had to really break them in, and I'm still having trouble with the legs right here. Like, it won't even move that much. Like, look at that. I don't even want to. I gotta get a, one of those heat dryers and air dryers and just kind of for lightly put it on there because I want him to be able to move. But he is really stiff right out of the box. I mean, I kind of get that with the fact that it is a cheaper toy, so it's around I think $11, $11 maybe. But they are cheaper-ish toys, so I can kind of understand that. But in the same vein, this is really stiff. Like I had to break in that fist. I had to kind of really twist that around. I had to twist around the head a little bit. I had to twist around each of these parts. Yeah, his arm. Yeah, he can't. As you can see, I'm trying to move this stuff, and I'm not giving much movement out of that. Yeah, see? That's all I'm getting at the moment, and I don't even want to move it that much, because already I'm having stiffness. It's supposed to be where you have two joints right there, but only one of them is kind of moving that much, so this guy, I can now not even move his legs that much. It's already, he's just a really stiff figure, so Streets of Rage, you're getting more like a 5 out of 10 because you look amazing, you look the part, but your joints, that is your real problem. If you're supposed to be able to play with it, even as a figure, I can imagine a kid opening this and breaking it, real easily, without even being too much careful. I mean, there's supposed to be these joints. Oh yeah, I'm just now breaking in those joints, those shoulder joints. They're supposed to be those. I'm just now softening up those. They're able to move now, but again, yeah, just with this one over here, I have to kind of work it back and forth. I'm slowly getting it. Just yikes. This whole one is yikes. Maybe more like a 6 out of 10 just to be lenient. But yeah, this one, it's ending up just like my Omega over here. Omega over here had this thing where he, one of his arms was able to move and able to bend like it's supposed to. The other one was not able to bend, and it looks like it's going to break if I actually do move that arm. There's a joint right there where my finger is that if I move it, it's going to rip the plastic itself, and that is very yikes. So yeah, I don't even move this guy's arms at all. Like it's kind of sad. I love this figure and the way he looks, and I know it's hard to track this guy down, so I want to keep him as good a condition as possible. But that one, I'm glad I opened that up later because that was kind of sad how stiff this one was. That is just that. With the monkey ball figure, it makes sense because you're never going to move that one around that much, and it did have a little bit of stiff joints, but you put them in a ball and you roll them all over the place, so that's not that bad. But then this one, with it being like it is, with all the stiffness, it just, I don't like that as much. You're apparently supposed to put this little fiery thing on there. It's not fitting on his arm that well. It can pop off real easily, actually. I'm not sure which arm you're supposed to put this on. Maybe it is the other one. But yeah, you're supposed to put this accessory. Oh, it actually is fitting on that one a little bit better. But you're supposed to put this accessory on and you're supposed to do like a kind of weird uppercut thing. But with the fact that I can't even lift his arm up that well, or you have to bend it like really stiffly, I guess it kind of works. But honestly, you got to work on these joints, man. I don't know what's going on. Speaking of actual human-like figures, so we got Gerald Robotnik over here, and oh my goodness, already the articulation and the movements of it is already a lot better. And I didn't even have to sit there and soften it up for a hot minute. This one is already just doing his thing. He's already, able to move all the ball joints just as well as possible. Nothing too bad. His head moves. The ball joints on the back of the legs look a little weird, but it's fine. It works. Ooh, okay, that's pretty darn good. I actually like this. This is more versatile than the Doc Ock figure I had as a kid. This is nutsly good. This is amazing, actually. Wow, this is... Oh my goodness, the posability here is just... Oh my goodness, this is so good. I love this. This is good. I'll take this. Yeah, this is great. Okay, I'll give this one more like an 8 out of 10. Or, it's not perfect, but dang, is it good? It's not that bad. I like this, 8 out of 10. I wouldn't... The fact that he didn't come with any accessories is kind of a thing. But the way he's moving and everything, maybe, more like an 8 out of 10. It's just Gerald Robotnik works pretty darn well. I love this one. This one actually works pretty darn good. For a Sonic figure, I'm surprised that they made Gerald Robotnik work so dang well. That's cool. I really like that. Got this one out of the way. I wonder who made these ones. Well, that's weird. This is Jax, and it's the Gerald Robotnik, and the Streets of Rage was Jax as well, which is weird because, one had articulation that was really good, and one had articulation that was not as good, and they remember the same company. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so the point is that next we're going to go on to Vector the crocodile. We're going to find the computer room together, and hopefully... Anyway, so we're going to find the computer room together. So, Vector over here, so his joints are actually okay. Everything with him works out pretty well. He looks the part. Gerald looked the part pretty darn well also. So both, each one of these actually look pretty darn accurate to what they're supposed to be source material-wise. It would have been cool to have some joints on the legs, but with how short those legs are, I can understand that. That makes sense. But yeah, he's got okay. Ooh, I like that. Gotta get some weird poses with him. But yeah, his posability is actually pretty darn good. I like the way his spikes are. It kind of matches the more like toy-like thing. He's a very unique character. I have not had... I like it when they go onto these characters. There's always the Sonic characters and how they're shaped. Like everybody's shaped like Sonic. And then you get these characters every once in a while. They're just really different and really distinct. Kind of like Big the Cat. So these two toys I can see, being their own distinct figures. I love this. You have each one of these. I know it takes more money for the toy company to make figures like these because these are very specific molds. But the finished product, oh man, is so much worth it. You get all these cool looking figures and they're all different shapes, different sizes, different different strengths. But yeah, I really like this, and I love the fact that his jaw moves. Find the computer room. I'm gonna solve a case for you, Sonic. Ah! I like that. I really like that. I like how his tail is able to move as well. Granted, you're not gonna twist his tail like that most of the time, but we can twist that back up. This one I'd give a pretty much 9 out of 10. I really like this one. I really like this Vector the Crocodile. I'm so glad I got this. Now moving him wise, he's got his little headphones, his golden chain, because he is stylistic and he is on top of his game. What am I saying? So then the next and last one I have of these is the Super Shadow. So Super Shadow over here. While I had him closed up, funny thing, I looked at him in the dark and I thought it was Tails for a second in the figure box. And I was like, I didn't buy Tails. What the heck? So I looked closer and yeah, it's Super Shadow. Super Shadow, it's, first off, I don't know why exactly, Oh wait, oh that's weird. So these are two different toy companies, I'd say, or because this was basically for Sonic 2 figures. Um, this is what they did for it's either two different toy companies or two different styles of the same toy company. Because this one's going for definitely the eyes. Look at the eyes. This one goes for glass eye effect. This one goes more for the white plastic effect. So that is definitely a huge difference. Another difference is the size. Shadow over here is a bit taller than our Knuckles friend over here, so that is definitely also a difference. And then the amount of articulation. Just look at that. Look at how many joints he has, like across his arm. If you can see that, yeah, that's perfect. So you got a joint right here, a ball joint right here for his little arm, and it moves back and forth as well. They got a little ball joint thing. It's kind of hard to see, but in his shoulder, they're doing this thing where there's like a joint that kind of moves with it. Kind of like when I was a kid, there was a Spider-Man toy for the Spider-Man 2, I think it was Spider-Man 2 movie, that had that same thing going on inside the shoulder. There's just like some kind of plastic thing in there that's also a joint moving along with everything else, and it just feels a lot more fluid. I love that. Then also the fact that his hands do that whole bit, that's just adding more depth as well. And the amount of, range of just expression I can get out of this one arm is nuts. And both arms do that. So this one is definitely the winner of just 9 out of 10 or maybe even 10 out of 10. Maybe on this abdomen crunch we could get a little more of a crunch to it where he could maybe lift that more. Oh my goodness, the leg. I can't believe I can do that. Oh wow. That is so amazing. I am so stunned on how much you can move that leg. This is definitely an advancement. This was a cheaper toy as well. I think this one was only, maybe this one was 15 because that would make more sense. Because if you're gonna have, oh what the heck, he can do the hobble wobble. He can do back and forth. He can do side to side. I like this. I like this a lot. It's got a dang good expression on his face. Like in real life, you can see the detail on how angry his eyebrows are, and man, does it look good. It actually looks really good. But yeah, his overall look and feel, it's just amazing. This is beautiful. I mean, the Dr. Robotnik one was pretty darn good, but this is the next step up. Oh my goodness. Jax, you really outdid yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. These two figures, I didn't even buy all of them. I already can see from these two guys that you put a lot of effort into it. These two people, these two figures move really good. But yeah, out of all these figures, I think Shadow is my favorite. I thought Vector would be my favorite, but yeah, Shadow is actually my favorite with how fluid he is. How much joint and how much fluidity is going on in here with just every single little twist and turn. You can get a lot of different, ranges out of him and style him in, whatever type of way you want, and it's going to look good. But yeah, with these two, that's just amazing. Vector's not bad as well. Vector's doing pretty good. So, 3 out of 4. The only backdraw is the Streets of Rage figure. So he's kind of, but it's still, out of all these 4, I think I would say Shadow's my favorite. Gerald is my second favorite, just because, again, fluidity is amazing. Vector is my third favorite. And then this guy is the fourth favorite, and he's just, I need to run a hairdryer. Maybe, and that's the thing, maybe it's just the fact that I had him in the package so long that he just stiffened up like nobody's business. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say that's the reason why this one was insanely stiff. But I love the fluidity and joints of all of these ones, because all 3 of these guys, it was just so, oh man, especially on Shadow. Shadow is just, he is something else on how exactly he moves. Like his expression, the way he is. Maybe that's the reason why I like him more than this one, because this one doesn't have as much expression in the face. But then again, you can only work with what you have. And the glass eye effect, I think, is definitely a better effect to go with rather than just the paint over effect. Not saying the paint over effect is bad, it's just the glass eye effect is really capturing, the emotion of how this guy is looking. But yeah, that's all I have time for. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, edit it, and then chuck it onto YouTube so I have some time to think to myself, what am I doing with my life? Anyway, so see you guys later. Happy Halloween, in case I'm not able to make another video until then. As you can see, I am going crazy. There's Venom. This is Venom. I'm going crazy with the amount of Venom. Oh, Venom right over here as well. So, but right. So anyway, I'm gonna skedaddle and see you guys later. Have a blessed day. God bless, and just go out there and try these ones if you can find them. If you can't find them, sorry. But yeah, it's good to get back into doing these again and just seeing all the different intricate pieces they have to them. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.